Listen up, y'all. I'm a hardcore Pepsi man, through and through. But I'm real glad that whole shit ain't trending too hard. Cause y'all be sounding like Louis Gossett Jr. up out of Enemy Mine up in this joint. Obscure hardcore movie reference! Bang your head to the opening riff! For real though, I wonder if Lou and the Enemy Mine crew can sue, you know, for like likeness and shit. You know, like the people be doing, they be suing the people of Fortnite over dance moves and shit. It's all garbage that tells you, like George Carlin said, it's bad for you. Who cares, man? But it's all good. Welcome, y'all. It's your boy J-Dub, and welcome, once again, to episode 22 of The Real Rush, right here on YouTube. Let's go ahead and get on down to brass tacks. I'm on a little bit of an Oscar hangover, y'all. Good God. That shit, yeah. We gonna get to that, a little bit of recap at the end of the episode. And yes, it's completely possible to have a hangover even if you don't drink. It's just way more euphoric. Suplex City, motherfuckers. So, back to that brass tacks that I was talking about. So, this week's movie reviews that I got for y'all. This past Thursday, we hit 111 Thursdays in a row at the box office. And for that 111 Thursdays in a row at the box office, we saw our 400th total movie under the Real Rush moniker since its inception in January of 2017, 2K17, movie number 400 at the same venue where we just saw movie number 200 last March, end of last March, Ready Player One. The Airbus, the IMAX, made our return to this joint for the first time since Bohemian Rhapsody. That was the night that I went to go see Bohemian Rhapsody at the late showing. Fucked around, came outside of Bohemian Rhapsody after the credits rolled. That was such a great movie. Had to smoke a cigarette before, you know, I got in the car, composed myself, make the trek home, back here to the vault. And if I had just been about 20-ish seconds later, I would have gotten locked inside the museum gates. Because just as I was leaving, the guy was locking the gates up, man. What do you do when that happens? But we came back to the Airbus like a champ this past Thursday for our 111th Thursday, our 400th movie. 111th Thursday. I keep putting the emphasis on 111. 11, because that movie was Apollo 11. And what fitting place, what more fitting place to see this than at the Airbus IMAX Theater at the Udvar Hazy Center, National Air and Space Museum, Smithsonian Theaters, baby. Apollo 11 is the new Neon and CNN Films collabo documentary, all showing previously unseen footage and remastered footage at that, all shot during the summer, that grand summer in 1969, when America made the journey to the moon and back, baby. Got the film from the perspectives of the people down here on the ground control. All that's happening like behind the booth and all that, up in the towers. And the people, the spectators and stuff, watching on the shores below, Florida, from like hotel balconies and what have you, all the way up to the footage to actual inside Apollo 11 with the likenesses of Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Mr. Michael Collins. All that on a grand spectacle And it's only like an hour and a half long. But man, is it ever engrossing and phenomenally gripping. Yeah. Hold on. Yes, that's the point that I wanted to get to. Very important to mention that this is much in the same vein as Peter Jackson's recent documentary, World War I documentary, They Shall Not Grow Old. You know, he took so much footage from that era, restored it, colorized it. It's not quite as in depth as what he did, as what Peter Jackson did for that, but it's along the same vein, and it's very well done. It's quite the excellent follow-up, I must add, to the recent Oscar-nominated First Man. See this. Go get you some history, because what you think you know about the moon landing and whatnot, I mean, it just puts you right there, man. It just puts you right there in the seat of the action. They were going around just filming it, and how none of this footage has never before been seen is beyond me, because yeah. I saw this on a Thursday night. It's like an educational movie. It's like watching some shit you would have watched back at school in the day, but nothing that we ever watched back in the school back in the day was this good. Go check this joint out. Get you some history. It's very important that I must add, actually. I believe that this is only playing in IMAX for 1 week only before it goes into a somewhat wide release, but only in standard 2D. Even though this is 2D, but it's in IMAX. So, if you are in the DC metropolitan area and have access to an IMAX theater, namely one of the Smithsonian theaters, I highly suggest that you make your ass there before next Thursday afternoon, when they have their last showing before they start showing, at least the Airbus, before they start showing. They got it till next Thursday afternoon before they start showing Captain Marvel, baby. But yeah, Apollo 11, can't stress it enough. Go see it. Go get you some history. Boom. Check it out. Next up on the Real Rush ticket, from director Neil Jordan, the director of films of the likes such as The Crying Game and Interview with the Vampire. So the man knows how to churn out some, disturbing shit along the very same lines. And then some comes the new thriller, Greta. Greta stars Chloe Grace Moretz as a young waitress who happens to find a purse while she's riding on the metro one day, and she returns it to its rightful owner, this lonely, somewhat old lady named Greta, played by Isabelle Huppert. And she's looking for friendship at a very creepy, stalkerish, deadly price. If you've seen the trailer and or commercial, TV spot, as we say in the industry, for this joint, I believe it delivers just as much, if not more, than what the trailer leads on to be there, ladies and gents. It's a little dry at some points, just a little bit. It's not perfect, but pretty good, especially with the performances of Huppert and Moretz. They hold it down for sure. Huppert especially puts down a nightmarish performance. I just saw this earlier today. I just saw this a couple hours ago before I'm taping this. And it's lingering, man. It's a lingerer. It's a pretty good mindfuck, with some dark comedic sprinkles thereabout. I think you should see it. Greta, in theaters everywhere. Now, check it out. And last but most certainly not least, on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, the final installment in Tyler Perry's Madea film series. We have for you a Madea family funeral, ladies and gents. Now this one follows Madea and the fam as they go to join into a family celebration turned tragedy. And in this tragedy, some secrets surface about. And that's what that is what we present to you. That's your Madea family funeral, ladies and gents. It's meant as a comedy. It does have some laugh out loud moments. Especially, but sadly, in the outtakes. But the laugh out loud moments are few and far in between enough to where this almost plays off as a drama. Even more so, like a melodrama. So, take that for what it's worth, ladies and gents. The ending, dramatic results, and morals, those parts I did like, along with the couple of laughable moments in there. The movie as a whole, however, kind of just dragged on in between the good moments. I did like it, however, better than the last Madea effort, Boo 2, a Madea Halloween. That ended up on my bottom 10 list of 2K17. Because Boo 2 on that bullshit. Son, some of the audience did like it a little bit more. They did laugh a little bit more than I was. So it does seem like the die-hard Tyler Perry fans will still dig it. Somewhat. This is actually, I mean, can I gauge that as a whole fairly? I will admit, no. This is actually the only second Madea movie that I've ever seen. I gotta tell you that it's not making me want to check out the previous however many of them there are. Will at some point, yeah, probably. Overall, though, I would matinee this at best. That's all I have to say about that. I don't want to pass any other possible list placement judgments this early on in the season. So, yeah, take that for what it's worth, y'all. A Madea family No, not a Madea family Halloween. That's a mashup of Boo 2 and a Madea family funeral. No, a Madea family funeral in theaters everywhere now. Matinee it at best. And that's my word on that joint. And that wraps it up for the review section of this week's episode. Episode 22 of Real Rush here on YouTube. Next up, I want to get back just for a second. We're going to recap some of the greatness that happened at last Sunday's Oscars 91st Academy Awards. Oscars 2K19, baby. Your boy, number one. No, well, I mean, yeah, if you think I'm number one, if I'm number one in your hearts, thank you so much. You are too kind. You're too kind. But no, first point is what I meant. Your boy got 11 out of 24 picks right this year, y'all. Which means I beat last year's record. I can't remember if it was 8 or 9 last year. But the fact of the matter remains is that I broke double digits this year. So I was proud of that at the very least. Next year we'll shoot to at least get half of them right. That would be kind of nice. And a lot of them were up in the air there. I didn't see Black Panther and Bohemian Rhapsody winning as many as they did, but props to them. Absolutely still deserved in what they did get, especially Best Actor, Rami Malek. I did get that one. Hell yeah. I attended the watch party up at the Angelica last Sunday. Ladies and gents, viewed the whole ceremony through and through. In the theater, they opened up one of the bigger mega theaters for it. Complete. They even rolled out the red carpet for everybody who wanted to get suited and booted for the joint, for the main event. Your boy, however, rolled out in true Real Rush fashion. Dig it. You know it. You know it. Just hardcore movie buff. Super movie buff, baby. Into his house that night. It was epic being in the presence of so many with the same vested interests. I mean, it'd be like, going to like, if you're a big football fan and watching the Super Bowl in the movie theater with a whole bunch of the same fans as your team or whatnot, or maybe even one day, just one day, maybe watching WrestleMania in a movie theater, even though I've been to a WrestleMania, but that shit's quite expensive. So next biggest thing, watch that shit like an IMAX theater. Yet I digress. But that was pretty cool. It was a good time. It was a really good time. It was a late ass time. It was a real late ass time. I didn't get back to the vault until like 1 o'clock that night, which made Monday hardcore. The two biggest shockers of the night. And these two could even be felt amongst the audience. First up, Olivia Colman won Best Actress for her role in The Favorite. Though well deserved. Very well deserved. Because she did kill it in The Favorite. I still would have gotten that category wrong. Because if I hadn't picked Yalitza, I would have picked Glenn Close. But nonetheless, it could be felt amongst the audience. I actually recorded, I shot some of it while we were in attendance, but I'm not sure if I could show that because the fact that the Oscars were still playing on the big screen and you can see it, like, yeah, your boy does not want to get in we don't need no dings. We need no dings on our channel, man. We need no I haven't even gotten the custom link yet. I don't want no dings. A ding is the thing that can't get no stings for me. Hanging out the passenger side of my best friend ride, trying to hire me. But no. So no dings. But take your boy's word for it. You can feel it amongst the audience when they announced her as Best Actress. It was just like, and I was like, wow. But Olivia Colman for The Favorite, Best Actress, in case you missed it. And the next biggest shocker of the night was Green Book winning Best Picture of the night, which is what your boy picked last week. We got The Sleeper. We got The Sleeper. We picked The Sleeper, man. We picked The Sleeper, man. That's our first Best Picture correct pick. I'm counting it as a correct pick. Because, I mean, that's like, one horse to win, another to show, and then another to fucking... I don't know horse terms like that. It's been a while since I've been to a racetrack. Yet I digress. I'm still counting it as a fucking correct pick. And it's my first correct Best Picture pick since the 85th Academy Awards when I picked Argo to win that year. So, overall, well done ceremony, especially with the fact that they still pulled it off with no host. Very well done. And let's see what the remainder of this season brings us so we can get to the 2020 Oscars. Maybe they'll get Baba Wawa to host that shit. Hopefully not. Even though it is on ABC. And, oh God. Can you imagine that if it was 2020 mixed with the Oscars? And it's just Barbara Walters. Every time, like, only when she's on TV would you see it. But every time that she is on TV, like, the camera lens would have that caked up fucking gooey effect going on it. And how did that make you feel? Oh yeah, that would be great. So, that recaps this year's Oscars to round out this week's episode on my way home from Hoyt tonight after seeing the Greta Madea double feature. I stopped by the Lion of Food where I did get some food, and as I was on my way out, I had gotten all the food that I needed to get. I passed by the Blu-ray DVD section, and I've been really good about saying stay away from it, because for the last couple months they haven't had anything new. Partly because probably more than likely last time they had anything new, I ransacked the shit and bought it all. And that would also be the case again tonight. So I'm going to go through. It was such the case that I ran into an old buddy of mine from high school while doing so, and I completely forgot what the hell it is that I bought except for 3 DVDs, or excuse me, 3 Blu-rays. They're all Blu-rays. 3 Blu-rays that come to mind out of like the 9 or 10 that I got. I don't even know how many I got here. So what I did was, when I got home here to the vault, I shuffled them all up. I put them back in the Food Lion bag and put white things on the outside, almost like a big ass Oscar envelope. So we're gonna go ahead and open these up right here on air and see what the hell it is your boy bought. This is not an unbox. This doesn't count as an unboxing video because I already bought it in person. Plus, no, Rush got more clash than that. And we're a movie show, so suck it. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 crack commandments. What? Let's see what we got here. So, to kick things off, and I believe that these were all $5 each. No more, no less. Let's see. First up. Ooh! And there's a couple of these I've never seen before, including $5, brand new, A Man Apart with Vin Diesel. And this was about, yeah, this is an F. Gary Gray joint. I've never seen this, and I've heard nothing but good things about it, or great things about it, actually. So, boom. Finally got this joint. Next up, ooh, not even looking. It's Saturday Night Blu-ray Lottery, baby. Ooh, this replaces a DVD that I haven't had for quite a minute. $5, brand new, Training Day. By far, in my honest opinion, Denzel's best movie in his prolific career. My favorite Denzel movie? No. It ties as my favorite Denzel movie, along with Virtuosity. Virtuosity, the force behind the real Rush there. I'll get to that at some point too, but yeah, Training Day, $5, brand new. What we got here? Point Break, the original, Swayze, Reeves, $5, brand new. A little factoid. I've never seen this. I know. But we're gonna leave that here. That is the only time I'm gonna mention that, unless it's actually brought up in conversation. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've admitted it someplace before, but I've never seen this all in one sitting. I've seen bits and pieces, but never at all in one sitting, and I've still managed to avoid like any spoilers, so none of that shit. And this is high up now that I got it on Blu-ray to watch in, oh yeah, DTS Master Audio, baby! Point Break. There's a ton of movies that I haven't seen. And before anyone says, but Jada, you're a fucking movie buff, how have you never seen Point Break? If you're a hardcore, like, team fan of any sport, have you seen every game that that team has ever played? The defense rests. Next up. 30th anniversary edition of the original National Lampoon's Vacation. I had this on DVD and old school VHS, which we dubbed back in the day. $5. Next up, because I believe I'm about to run out of time here in a couple seconds is what they're telling me. Or not in a couple seconds, but in a couple minutes. But yeah, we got Vacation, 30th anniversary edition. Ooh, I've never seen this. Leo as J. Edgar in Clint Eastwood's J. Edgar. $5, brand new. Another one I haven't seen. Clint Eastwood's True Crime. Also directed by Clint Eastwood. $5, brand new. God. 3 more. Let's hear it. Kevin Smith's Cop Out. This is an interesting one. I've heard mixed things about this one. $5, brand new. Just rated R edition. Last 2. National Lampoon's European Vacation. $5, brand new. And last but most certainly not least, what do we got here, ladies and gents? We have $5, brand new, Blu-ray double feature, Troy Director's Cut, and Alexander Revisited, the final cut. I'd say that's a pretty damn good haul from Food Lion of all places, ladies and gents. 45 bucks for 10 movies. And a little bit of Food Lion dust. And some of my frozen food items, I bought so many of those that it was $5 off. It was like buy 5, get 5 off. So technically one of those is free. As the cashier pointed out to me. Thank you, thank you. And by the way, that extra sleeper earlier that I shouted out, that's from my boy Bradley. Thank you for viewing last week's episode, brother. And that's a wrap for this week's episode, ladies and gents. Excuse me, that shit did blow a little bit of dust in my face. Excuse me. Please join us back here next week, episode 23, where I will have the reviews for y'all. Climax? Good Lord. That's better, baby. Yeah. Climax? And Captain Marvel, baby. Alright? In the meantime, if you have any questions, comments, and shit like that, go ahead and type those on into the YouTube page here. In the meantime, please continue to subscribe and spread the word. Spread the word of the Real Rush. Everybody should be spreading love these days. And please continue to follow your boy on Instagram for my live movie check-ins as they occur. That's at JDubChampion, hashtag The Real Rush. And for The Real Rush, this is your boy J-Dub. Have fun, y'all. Love J-Dub. Remember, when you're at the movies, keep the lips shut, the phones away on silent, brightness turned all the way down, save for the motion watches. Be on time. Enjoy yourselves. And we'll see you next weekend. Peace out.